The 2025 Formula One season is about to truly come to life as teams and drivers gear up for one of the most crucial phases of the year, the preseason test in Bahrain. Over the next 3 days, the F1 world will get its first real glimpse of the new cars in action as they roll down the pit lane together for the first time under the scorching desert sun. While the recent collective season livery launch in London provided plenty of spectacle, the focus now shifts to what really matters: performance on the track. As is now tradition, Bahrain will host the 3-day test, with the action beginning at 7 a.m. UK time on Wednesday. Fans will be able to watch every moment unfold via F1 TV and Sky Sports. However, unlike in previous years, Bahrain will not host the opening round of the season, which presents a unique challenge for teams. Traditionally, preseason testing at the same venue as the first race allowed teams to fine-tune their setups and analyze race conditions with a direct correlation to the upcoming Grand Prix. Now, with Melbourne hosting the season opener, teams must use this test to extract as much information as possible before shipping their cars off to Australia. One team that will attract immense scrutiny is Red Bull Racing. Last year, the RB20 dominated preseason testing, setting the benchmark on day one with a massive performance margin over its rivals. The confidence within the team was so high that they opted to skip performance runs on the final day. However, Red Bull's superiority wasn't just a result of their own strengths. It was also due to their competitors' struggles. A closer look at last year's test reveals that, despite Red Bull's dominance, there were early warning signs of potential issues. Max Verstappen had multiple off-track excursions due to handling difficulties, and Sergio Perez encountered reliability issues that became a recurring theme throughout the season. The team spent the off-season working diligently to improve the RB20's handling, while also addressing their Achilles heel, low-drag rear wings. Bahrain testing will reveal whether their efforts have paid off. While teams and drivers often downplay the significance of testing, claiming it's only testing, the reality is far different. Thanks to advanced simulation software and real-time data analysis, teams can accurately gauge where they stand compared to their rivals. Every lap matters, and every detail is scrutinized. For McLaren, Bahrain testing represents an opportunity to break a frustrating trend. Despite being part-owned by Bahrain's Sovereign Wealth Fund, McLaren has struggled at this venue since the introduction of the current car regulations. In 2022, the team endured a nightmare test, with Daniel Ricciardo sidelined due to COVID-19 and Lando Norris grappling with a brake issue that severely limited their mileage. The following year wasn't much better, with McLaren completing the fewest laps of any team. In 2024, the team entered testing with high expectations, buoyed by a stunning mid-season turnaround the previous year. However, it quickly became evident that Ferrari had gained an edge once again, and McLaren encountered frustrating setbacks, including a fuel system issue that disrupted Norris's race simulation. Despite these struggles, McLaren managed a best result of 6th place in the opening Bahrain Grand Prix. This year, McLaren arrives as the reigning Constructors' Champions, a position they haven't held in over a decade. While the Bahrain Grand Prix is still weeks away, how the team fares in testing will offer crucial insights into the performance of the MCL 39. After ending 2024 with a dominant victory, McLaren needs a smooth and productive test to ensure they head to Melbourne in top form. Driver lineups are another major talking point heading into testing. Unlike last year, when the grid remained unchanged from the previous season, 2025 brings significant driver movement. Rookies now make up 30% of the grid, although 3 of them, Liam Lawson, Oliver Bearman, and Jack Doohan, fall into a unique category. Each has made prior F1 appearances as stand-in drivers, with Lawson having started 11 races, Bearman 3, and Doohan 1. While they technically qualify as rookies, their previous experience will help them adapt more quickly than true newcomers Gabriel Bortolito, Isaac Hadjar, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, in particular, will face immense pressure as he steps into the seat vacated by Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. Every lap he completes will be under intense scrutiny, with fans and analysts eager to see how the young Italian handles the responsibility of driving for one of F1's most successful teams. On the other side of that equation, Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari remains the biggest story of the preseason. The 7-time world champion is embarking on a new chapter in his illustrious career, and Bahrain testing marks his first real opportunity to assess Ferrari's SF25. Unlike his previous team switches, Hamilton will have very limited track time to acclimate, just 1.5 days, compared to the extensive preseason mileage he completed when joining McLaren in 2007 and Mercedes in 2013. His initial run in Ferrari colors at Fiorano last week was restricted to Pirelli demonstration tires and limited mileage, meaning Bahrain testing will provide his first genuine impression of how competitive his new car is. Given the hype surrounding his move, a strong or weak showing in testing could dominate headlines throughout the week. Another key aspect of testing will be how teams balance short-term and long-term development. With a major regulation change looming in 2026, teams must decide how much to invest in developing their 2025 cars versus shifting resources toward their future projects. Midfield teams, in particular, are likely to push hard in the early races before redirecting their focus to next year's regulations. As a result, expect significant updates to the cars over the course of the test. History has shown that even in relatively stable regulatory periods, surprises can emerge during testing. In 2020, for example, Mercedes stunned the paddock by unveiling its innovative dual-axis steering (DS) system during preseason testing in Barcelona. While such a dramatic technical revelation is unlikely this year, there will be plenty of intrigue surrounding new aerodynamic developments, particularly with tighter regulations on flexible wings coming into effect later in the season. Observers will be closely monitoring onboard footage and speed trap data to identify any innovations teams may have introduced. Mercedes and Aston Martin are taking a slightly different approach to testing preparation this year by conducting a filming day at the Bahrain circuit on February 24th. Traditionally, Mercedes has conducted this event at Silverstone, but after struggling with poor designs and uncooperative weather in recent years, they've opted for a change. This filming day will allow both teams to complete essential installation checks ahead of the official test, reducing the time spent on system checks during the opening morning. Expect to see teams lining up their cars on the grid for the customary preseason photo shoot before testing officially begins. Netflix's Drive to Survive crew will be on hand, capturing behind-the-scenes footage for the upcoming season, while teams will attach aerodynamic measuring devices, commonly known as aero rakes, to their cars to gather valuable data. While testing is primarily about data collection, the unique circumstances of this year's calendar mean teams will need to maximize every lap. With Bahrain no longer hosting the season opener, teams won't have the luxury of an extra week to analyze data before returning for a race. Instead, they must extract as much information as possible and make adjustments quickly before shipping their cars to Melbourne. As Racing Bulls team principal Laurent Mekies noted during the recent F1 Live event, it's perhaps a bit more tricky than when you just test and race immediately the week after. This suggests teams will be pushing harder than usual in testing, leading to more laps and potentially a clearer picture of the competitive order before the season begins. Ultimately, Bahrain testing will set the tone for the 2025 season. While it won't provide all the answers, it will offer crucial insights into team performance, driver adaptability, and the impact of off-season developments. As always, surprises and unexpected storylines are bound to emerge, ensuring that F1 fans have plenty to discuss in the lead-up to the first race in Melbourne. With new faces on the grid, major team changes, and the constant pursuit of performance gains, this preseason test will be one of the most closely watched in recent memory. As engines roar to life and the 2025 Challengers hit the track for the first time, the countdown to a thrilling new season truly begins. Hello, McLaren faithfuls. Stand a chance of winning $1,000 by hitting that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe so you never miss any McLaren and F1 updates with relaxing ASMR elements. McLaren Faithful's YouTube channel is now covered in English, German, and Spanish. Your support is what keeps this incredible community growing stronger every day. It costs you nothing to like and subscribe, but it helps the channel tremendously. Let's continue the conversation and share our passion for McLaren and F1 together. As a YouTube member, you can also discover my journey as a passionate creator navigating life with challenging disabilities. Despite the obstacles, I'm determined to follow my dreams and share my love for McLaren and F1 with the world. By becoming a YouTube member, you'll not only be supporting my dream, but you'll also gain access to exclusive content, including untold stories of legendary F1 drivers and much more. Your support can truly make a difference in my life, helping me continue to do what I love. Join McLaren Faithful's membership below and enjoy.